We are now in another government shutdown. The last government shutdown took place during Obama's presidency in 2013 and lasted about 2 weeks. Somebody might want to go tell Don Lemon that, because he seemed to not realize that, even though his agency covered it. More than 800,000 federal employees were furloughed during that period. And for those that do not remember, they were fighting over Obamacare. That's right. Whole government shut down over it because so many people were upset and up in arms and didn't want something forced upon them. Now, anyone taking government handouts didn't care, but all the rest of the people that had to pay for it did. And now we're in a situation where shutting down again, and people have questions as to troops. What's going to happen with them? Are they going to get paid? Well, no, not till after. They're expected to keep on pushing, and we have Pence and Mattis trying to reassure the troops that they're going to get paid. And you have different sectors here that are going to break down what they're doing. Now, as you can see right out the gate, the ones that catch the headlines are national parks, monuments, and the Smithsonian museums in Washington. Now, you can see here that this is also going to include delaying the process of application for passports and visas, new enrollments in experimental treatments under the National Institute of Health. So somebody's trying to get their life saved and they're an experimental project. All that's going to stop. Maintenance of the U.S. government websites, including the ones used by businesses and researchers. Mortgage approvals can be delayed by furloughs at the Internal Revenue Service and the Federal Housing Administration. The last shutdown, that was 16 days, delayed the release of the Labor Department's monthly employment reports. And it goes on and on and on here about all the delays. Look at the IRS. They say that 1,000 employees will stay in place to manage debt, monitor domestic and international financial market policy. Another 2,800 workers are exempt from the shutdown. So check this out. Doesn't matter. They still gonna get their money. Debt borrowing, debt collection, and investments. They make sure people are exempt for that. But they're saying 83% of that force is going down. The White House is listed. It's got the numbers that they're going to reduce there. The securities exchange operations at that exchange are said to be sharply curtailed, despite collecting fees from participants in the markets that it regulates. Wall Street's main regulator will shrink its staff about 300 employees to about 300 from 46. So that's taking it down pretty good. Now they're saying in terms of futures trading that only 69 essential employees will remain on the job, on the floor for that. Workplace safety and labor. The Department of Labor, designed to help workers, will stop altogether. Okay, so some of these things will stop dead in their tracks. Now, in terms of law enforcement and courts, they're saying about 83% of the Justice Department's 115,000 employees will continue to report to work. They say that the law exempts from the shutdown those employees that are deemed necessary to protect life or property. Most types of law enforcement and criminal justice personnel fit into that category alone. Now, it goes into detail here about how the military are expected to report to duty but will not get paid until the shutdown ends. As for civilian workers, those performing activities exempt from the shutdown, such as protecting property or lives or supporting combat operations, will likewise have to work. The rest can stay home. Now, that shutdown means halting maintenance of weapons and other defensive systems. So you have to take that into consideration too. It's not just troops not getting paid. A lot of things are affected here. It's in my opinion, personally, that when this whole thing goes down in America, that they're going to have things lined up to where people are going to be in a situation, something similar to this, when things start to shut down and they're not receiving what they're used to receiving or getting what they're used to getting, things can change rather quickly. Now, I'm going to leave a link here that goes over a whole bunch more detail in relation to this. But I just wanted to point out a few things here right out the gate that show what is closed, what's not. Mail service going to keep on going, obviously. Other things completely shut down, and soldiers not getting paid until this whole thing's over. How long will it last? That's going to be one of the big questions from here on out. And I will update as things change with the situation, but as of right now, that's where we sit here in this country in terms of a government shutdown, what it affects, and like I said, I'm going to leave plenty of links here so you guys can read up on all the other details to this. Now, if there's something that comes out of this where they say, all right, there's going to be a fix, we have to look and see exactly what it is that they agreed on and look at the fine print as well, because this whole thing not only has shut everything down, but it dampens the dollar's recovery and a whole lot more. But this has been Dabu7. Peace.